Hi guys, welcome to Weekends Outside FL. You see I'm all packed up here. I'm doing a hike and camping overnight backpacking trip at Atonia Creek State Forest. And I'm hiking on the Florida Trail. So let's see all the cool things we'll run across here on this adventure. It's 4 miles in, 4 miles back, and I forgot my trekking poles, but that's not, it's not a multi-day trip, so it's not going to be a problem, I don't think. And so come with me and let's have some fun. We're at the Florida Trailhead here at the Long Leaf Pine Trailhead. Got the orange blazes of the Florida Trail. Okay, we're in some upland pine kind of here. Some palmettos. So it's not that high up, it's not that low either. It's an absolutely gorgeous day. Highs today are in the mid 70s, partly cloudy. Perfect day for a hike. Got a recent tree fall there, still alive for now, and a pond with lily pads. I wonder what this blue blaze is for. Maybe it's just to mark that there's a side path that goes to the pond where I would get water, except I'm full because I just started the hike. I bet I'll see some snakes on this hike. Hope my car is safe overnight. I wanted to get towed or anything, but I told the park employees, forest employees, that I was going to be doing this, and they didn't say that'd be a problem or mention anything about it, so it should be good. Just one night. The park employees told me that they haven't maintained this trail that recently, but she said it should still be in good shape. Oh, look at this. Kind of strange, you got some sideways growing trees here. Multiple ones too. I guess they're growing out to where the sun is over the pond. It's my best guess. So I picked up a couple pieces of gear before I left this morning. I stopped at REI. I ordered a bear canister, the BV450, Bear Vault 450 on their website. Went and picked that up. And I also picked up a collapsible silicone tumbler, which will be convenient for eating and drinking my coffee. And I also stopped at Walmart, got myself some instant coffee supplies and rationed a few of those in my bear canister. I have a base weight of 22.5 pounds, which is pretty heavy in the eyes of a ultralight through hiker, but for a one night trip it's reasonable because I only have to bring a little food for an overnight trip, and I have, maybe 3 pints of water, so it's not too bad. I feel it on my shoulders a little bit, but it doesn't feel heavy on my back. I mean, I'm a 200-pound man almost, so it's not a big deal. That's a big dead tree. Wouldn't want that to fall on me. Hear those birds? I wonder if it's like a nest of babies or something. I had never realized before that Florida has cactus. This is not the first time now I've seen cactus on my hikes. Pretty sharp needles there. But yeah, Florida has cactus. Well, this is interesting. You got a bunch of these mounds here. I don't see anything on top of them, but what is that? Is it maybe red imported fire ants? I read that they stay inside the mounds that they create, not on the surface. They don't have a hole in the center like other ant species. I'm not going to be disturbing these mounds. Nope. We got ourselves a power line corridor here. That's how Bigfoot gets around. Okay, we've come across a sign with someone's panties strapped across it. That's a little unnerving, but that's what it is. Gross. Hey, bear. Wow. Bunch of birds just took off. Got a fire road here. I like to watch a guy I know on YouTube, Hike with Mike, who loves walking on fire roads and making videos of that. I'll explore some in my area at some point, but I haven't done it yet because there's still more trails for me to explore. And I guess it's easier to get more information about trails than it is about fire roads, so I kind of worry about getting lost on them maybe. But they all lead somewhere, so I guess I shouldn't be that fearful of it, but it'll be something to consider for the future. Very cool to have a bed of fluffy green stuff. I still don't know what that is. I need to look it up. Okay. This is a sinkhole. Oh, I hit a spider web. But look how deep that hole is. That goes way down there, and it's narrow too. Big, deep sinkhole. So, over 3 months ago, in early August, I made the decision to do an overnight backpacking trip in Gold Head Branch State Park. And I had kind of gotten wind of people saying, you don't go hiking in Florida in the summer. But I was like, nah, what's the big deal? So I did it. And my total pack weight was 30 pounds with everything. And I had this 3.5 pound backpacking chair, quote unquote backpacking chair from Walmart, Ozark Trail brand. And so I got wiped out by the heat and the sweating, and I didn't have a power bank like I do now. So my phone battery was getting low by the time I made it to camp, after a 3-mile trek. And I was like, I gotta turn back. I didn't stay the night, and I barely made it back to my car, exhausted. And so I learned that, you really don't go on long hikes, multi-mile hikes with a 30-pound pack in Florida in the summer. And so I didn't go backpacking again until today. Now it's November, mid-November, and boy, that coolness really makes a difference. Because even in the mid-70s, it's I feel a little bit warm with my 27 pounds of pack weight total. And but it's a nice cool breeze, and the weather's just so much better. It's very damp out here. It rained a couple hours ago here. The roads were still partially wet. Just a shower, I think. But we got a lot of rain this week. It was dreary and cloudy for multiple days in a row. And the weather just cleared in time for my backpacking trip. So, grateful. Okay, here's where I'm at now. See this? I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure this is an Amanita. There's other species that are out there, but this is very white, very pristine looking, and I think that's an Amanita. That one of these will be enough to kill you. A mini sinkhole, not sure. Looks like a cool web there. It's not one of those big banana spiders, but just Little itty bitty spider. Check this out. What is this? Isn't that fascinating? I'll have to try and do some internet searches to determine what this goo is, but it's growing handsomely on this log. And I know this is sap coming out of the tree. You can see it coming through. Definitely some animal's house here. Goes way under. Way down there. Got ourselves a little lizard. Hi, buddy. I haven't seen one like this. It's a beautiful pattern. I wonder what species that is. Hi. Some pretty thick woods here. I've been walking into a lot of small spider webs with small spiders, but I haven't seen any of the big ones on this trail so far. Another large white mushroom, probably an amanita, but this one has a bit of a difference to it. Not sure. Got some falls. I have come out into a clearing. Oh, look, a picnic table. Maybe a good space for a break. Cool. Here's where I'm at. I think these are turkey tail, but they're brilliant nonetheless. There she is. I like that there's a lot of shade on this trail. I didn't know if there would be. It would have been pretty warm if there weren't much shade. If anybody knows what this fluffy stuff is, let me know in the comments. It looks like some sort of fungus growth. Pretty cool. Well, I'm not a huge fan of people leaving trash out in the woods. When you get stuff like this is historical. Like this is from the 70s or earlier. It's been out here for a long, long time. It's a pull tab top. We haven't used those since the 70s. I don't like ticks, but I'm a big fan of crabs. Big fan of crabs, tell ya. I don't like ticks, but I'm a big fan of crabs. Big fan of crabs, tell ya. Don't like ticks, but I'm a big fan of crabs. Big fan of crabs. We got another fire road here crossing. There's the blaze. There's the fire road crossing away. Dense woods. I just walked into a golden orb weaver spider web and I frantically brushed myself off. I don't think the spider landed on me, but I don't like that when that happens. I don't like those spiders. Wonder what this plant is. So when I looked at the map before I left on this trip, I estimated the hike from the parking lot to the shelter was 4 miles, but I looked more closely now that I'm on the hike. It's actually closer to 5 miles, and I think I'm about halfway now. So it's about a 2.5 hour hike each way, maybe 3. Definitely getting my exercise in, no doubt about that. Hey, bear. Okay, let's check the map and see where we are here. Coming out of the fire road. Actually, the trail clearly continues this way. I'm used to seeing in more of a desert environment, but it's out here. Okay, now we're in a burn zone. Hey, bear! I just heard a crash. Might be a bear. This is beautiful. Hey, bear! I love this environment. And she was right, they haven't maintained the trail super recently. It's got some growth going on, but it's still in pretty good shape, like she said. Oh, holy tick. There's gonna be some ticks in here. I gotta check myself. Look at this tall grass. It's Tick City. Yes. Absolutely beautiful blue sky. Look at that. Gorgeous. Okay. I am in a main area here. Look at this. Okay, I think the ranger station is close to here, and I'm at Holloway Road, and I think it's called Fieldstone Road. This is where the Florida Trail continues. Okay, I am there. That's the shelter. And it's about 2 miles away. Maybe, man, no, it's less than that. About 1.5 miles. So, I'm getting closer to the cabin. 1.25 miles, maybe. And this weather and this scenery is just absolutely breathtaking. I love it. The backpack is a bit heavy on my flimsy shoulders. Safety zone. Not sure what that is, but it looks like maybe old washing machine. No, I don't know what it is. Very interesting. Interesting mushroom. Different species than I've seen before. I've not seen this before. And there it is. We are definitely in some kind of hydric hammock. It's very wet in here, very, very wet, and I'm about to have to walk through some mud. This is going lower and lower, and the lower it gets, the wetter it gets. Stream. Oh, this is nice to know there's some water here in case I get low overnight. Cool. I love the running water. Sound is really relaxing. We got ourselves a major power line corridor. These are the big ones, big daddies. You can hear the sizzling sound. I'm taking a break in the power line corridor. My shoulders were aching. But I probably got about 1 mile left, maybe a little less. And it's very nice out here. We're definitely in a hydric hammock. Palmettos for all the way. turkey tail fiesta. Fuzzy fungus fiesta. Don't want to fall off into the green water. Pretty cool. The ground here has lots of pine cones and stuff on it. It's kind of rough on the feet. But I think we're getting pretty close to the shelter now. So that's exciting. These mushrooms are, look at these. I've never seen that before. Very interesting and very cool. Sima's Point. Okay, we have reached the spin-off trail to the Iron Bridge Shelter. Cool. I made it. The Iron Bridge Shelter. Very cool. Wonder if anyone's in here. Even if there is people in here, I can camp on the outside of the shelter. Okay. No one's in there. Except for spiders, I imagine. Oh, look, it can suit more than one person too. Very cool. Open the shelter sign log. Look at that. I'm gonna write something in there. Okay, so I boiled some water, made some freeze-dried lasagna. I just had one bite. It's really good. At least it's edible. Maybe not as good as store-bought, like, pan lasagna, but hey, it works. Well, finished with dinner. It's getting kind of dark, getting kind of creepy. Kind of gives you a rush. You hear the sounds of animals making various noises out yonder. And at bedtime, I blew up my air mattress, inflatable pillow, got myself all set up here for a creepy and spooky night. Here we go. I got my sleeping pad and my sleeping bag, my bear spray by my side for protection, and I'm on the loft level of the shelter, and I hear animal sounds and bugs. Well, I'm just reading about some like disaster stuff on Reddit. I find it enjoyable reading, and it helps strike a creepy mood. Hear that? That's a very weird howling. So here's the deal. I've always thought that the whole Bigfoot thing is interesting, and some of the evidence they have out there is fairly compelling, but I haven't been a solid believer myself, like with conviction that they actually exist. But I just heard some really strange screams and howls that were erratic in nature and not anything I've ever heard before, not something that I recognize as belonging to a known animal. It kind of shocked me because that's the last thing I was expecting when I came out here. And I got the tail end of the howling on video, on recording, and I can share that. I just shared that with you. But that I didn't get the camera rolling to capture the sound until the very end of it. There was a lot weirder and more erratic sounds that came from that before I had a chance to hit the record button. Good morning. I packed all my things up from spending the night and am making breakfast. Gonna have oatmeal and coffee. Gotta be honest, last night was pretty scary. There were all these sounds in the forest. I didn't get to sleep till like midnight, but I got like 6 hours of sleep, so that's good. Nothing like fresh coffee in the morning. Beautiful sunrise this morning. So I was pretty scared on and off last night hearing the sounds in the forest, but I would do this again, certainly.